Hi everyone, this is Pablo from dx0, and in this video we're going to compare dx0 against Claude Code for auditing Salesforce communities. So a question I get all the time is, how is dx0 different from Claude Code? And the best way to answer that is to show it by showing you the quality of the answers. So I have dx0 here on the left that is connected to my Salesforce org, and I have a Visual Studio Code with the Claude Code extension, and I am in a Salesforce DX project that has access to all my community files. So we're working from kind of the same baseline. So I'm gonna copy paste the same question. So I'm gonna go here and say, check my Salesforce communities for security vulnerabilities, who has access, what org settings affect them, etc. And we're gonna put them side by side, and we're just gonna run them at the exact same time. So here goes dx0, here goes Claude Code. Right, so you can see dx0 is now checking a few different things. Looks like Claude Code is also reading some files. So they're both kind of working through the metadata that they have access to, or the different APIs that they can access to understand the security vulnerabilities in the Salesforce org for communities. Now, one thing is that I can see exactly what dx0 is doing. I can understand that it's reading some community files and is searching for different things. I find that with Claude it's not too clear. Because we're looking at raw XML files, and if you're not a very technical user, this may be a little bit intimidating. But okay, here we go. So dx0 has come back with an answer, and that looks actually great, right? So let's see, it told me that I have a few communities. I have 3 communities here, and here's a quick snapshot per community. And here are some org settings that are not related to the community, but also affect my overall security posture. Also, it told me that for some communities, guest user access is enabled, and a few other things. So look at the quality of the answer, right? It's very short. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side here, Claude is asking me if I can run this command. Honestly, I have no idea what that is. So again, as a non-technical user, this is already kind of a roadblock, but I'm just gonna hit yes and see what happens, right? But one thing I notice here is that dx0 mentioned that I have one sharing set. So let me actually go here and ask, tell me more about that sharing set you mentioned. And you can see that dx0 came back with a very simple answer, that I have a sharing set called share cases with users, and it's telling me what it does. While, you know, Claude Code is still doing something. Honestly, I'm not even sure what these commands are. I think it's trying to read all the profiles that I have. Now, I found this answer from dx0 a little bit too much for me. So I'm going to go here and use the simplify command just to tell dx0 to simplify what it just said and explain it to me in just simple terms. Right, so okay, I get it now. So we have a sharing set that gives access to accounts based on different case status, based on the origin of the case. Right, so you can see the experience with dx0 is very simple, right? Very simple answers, purpose built for Salesforce, very simple commands here that I can use to better interact with the agent. And Claude Code is still doing something there. I honestly don't know what it's doing. And look, I'm a very technical user, so it's not like I have the wrong configuration here. I have all the community files here in my repo, and I confirmed earlier that I'm connected with the Salesforce CLI, and Claude has access to that. So I'm gonna pause the video here because I don't want to keep you guys waiting, and I'm gonna see what Claude comes back with in some time. Okay. So it looks like Claude Code is coming back. I paused the video for maybe 45 seconds or so it wasn't that long after I paused. And I'm just going to expand this here so I can read it a little bit better and see. Yeah, okay. I can't make this bigger. There we go. Right, so it was able to read the 3 communities, obviously, because they are there. And it found pretty much the same thing, right? That the guest user access for files is enabled, which is something that dx0 also flagged earlier here. But what I'm noticing already, and this may be my bias, right, is that this is just a lot more verbose. Like, you know, even for me as a technical user, just seeing all these kind of special names feels a little bit overwhelming. And I personally find the answer from dx0 just a lot easier to go through. But anyway, in the end, they were both able to come up with, with a similar answer, right? Because they both have access to the same data. But what we're talking about here is the quality of the answer and the quality of the entire user experience, right? This took 30 seconds, while Claude Code took about 5 minutes, because this video is 5 minutes and 42 seconds. And then the answer is just a lot more technical and a lot more overwhelming. So that's how it compares with dx0. And I'm gonna do other videos in the future. Thanks for watching.